Please pause the video and try to complete this exercise on your own. Well, this sketch can be created in several ways. Here we'll review 3 of those approaches together. The first approach, which you might have thought of too, is to use the line tool for these entities and the arc tool for these entities. I'll use this approach to create the sketch. The origin is placed here. I enter the Part module. From this section, I select the front plane, and I'm ready to create the sketch. From the Sketch toolbar, I select the Line tool and start creating the sketch from this point. So I start creating the sketch from the point vertically aligned with the origin. I zoom out using the mouse wheel to draw the sketch. I draw this line, then press Escape to exit the Line tool. From the Sketch toolbar, I select the Arc tool. And here, using the third type, I draw the semicircle, the first point, the second point, and the third point. I align these 3 points vertically. I select the Line tool again, and I draw these lines. I press Escape to exit the Line tool, select the Arc tool, and using the third type, I draw the semicircle. I align these 3 points vertically. I select the Line tool again. This time, to select the Line tool, I hold right-click and drag the cursor in any direction to open the SolidWorks mouse gesture. We'll cover the tips for customizing and setting up mouse gestures later. I drag the cursor to the left to select the Line tool. I draw the line. Again, I press Escape, select the Arc tool. Using the third type, I draw the quarter circle. To turn this arc into quarter circle, we just need to align this point and this point vertically in the same direction and align this point and this point horizontally or perpendicular to the previous direction. Well, this way we define the arc as a quarter circle. I select the Line tool again. I draw these lines. And using the third type of the Arc tool, I draw the semicircle as well. I align these 3 points vertically. And I make this point, the semicircle's center, and the origin coincident. Now I apply relations to the sketch. I need to align this line and this line in the same direction. So I select this line, hold Control, select the other line, and apply the collinear relation. I also make these 3 semicircles equal to each other, ensuring they have the same size and are linked. So changing one updates all 3. Now I set the sketch dimensions, a length of 30, a length of 70, and a length of 120. I select the Smart Dimension tool. Length of 30. Length of 70. And length of 120. A length of 30. I accidentally set this length to 30 here. A length of 30. I delete this dimension. Length of 30. And length of 30. I make these two segments equal to each other. A radius of 20 and a length of 60. So I select the Smart Dimension tool, select here, and set the radius of 20. And I set a length of 60 between these two lines. Well, the sketch has turned black and is now fully defined with all dimensions set. Okay, let's create the sketch using the second approach. I exit sketch mode to start drawing the sketch again. This time, based on the shape we see here, I'll try using tools in SolidWorks that match this part, specifically the slot tool. This shape is a slot, so I draw two slots, one here and another here, then connect them with lines. I enter the Part module, start sketch mode on the front plane, and then I select the Slot tool. Here, since the origin is placed here, I use the first type to draw the slot, to selecting the origin first. So, the first selection is the origin, the second selection defines the slot's length, and the third selection sets the slot's width. Again, using the first type of the Slot tool, I select the first point here, then the second point, and the third point. Then I press Escape. Using the Line tool, I draw a line here, and another line here. Then, using the Trim Entities command to remove the inner entities. However, using this approach, when I select the Trim Entities command and try to trim or remove a slot entity, SolidWorks shows an error. The error message here explains that removing the slot's entity will corrupt the slot's shape. We select OK here. Well, when the slot becomes corrupted, it causes the entire slot shape to break down. For example, with this slot, if you select this point and drag, the line remains horizontal, preserving the slot's shape. But here, if you drag this point, the shape no longer retains its slot form. So we need to reapply all necessary relations to restore the slot shape as intended, which makes the process more challenging. I have to make this line horizontal again. Select the arc and the line, then apply the tangent relation to make them tangent to each other. The relation is displayed here. I make this line horizontal. Trim this entity here. I select the arc and the line to apply the tangent relation and make it semicircle again. And so on. Add the other necessary relations to complete the sketch. This approach complicates the process, and we don't recommend creating the sketch this way. Okay, let's create the sketch using the third approach. SolidWorks allows you to create a continuous path of alternating lines and tangent arcs without switching tools, streamlining the sketch creation process. I select the Line tool and draw a line starting from this point. To draw a line and arc together in SolidWorks, I return the cursor to the endpoint and drag away to create a tangent arc. This way, without exiting the Line tool, it switches to the Arc tool, allowing me to draw the semicircle. It automatically switches back to the Line tool. I use the Line tool to draw this part. I return to the endpoint and drag to create a tangent arc. Like this. I draw the quarter circle using this method. And then, using the same method, I draw the semicircle. Well, now we only need to apply the necessary relations and set the dimensions to make the sketch fully defined. So we complete this exercise by drawing the sketch using 3 different approaches.